everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to crochet this beautiful dress. And to crochet this dress I used 100% cotton yarn. So I used this one, but any brand would be fine. And 3mm crochet hook. You're also gonna need a pair of scissors and a yarn needle. So before we get started, I hope you guys consider subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to receive notifications for my upcoming videos. So let's get started. Okay, so let's begin with a slip knot. Then we are going to work chain 78. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so here is my chain 78, and now we are going to begin with our first row. To begin first row, yarn over and skip first 3 chains and work 1 double crochet into the 4th chain from the hook. So skip 1, 2, 3, insert the hook into the 4th chain and work a double crochet. So we count the skipped chain 3 as our first double crochet. So now we have 2 double crochets. We're gonna work 1 double crochet into each for next 10 chains. So we will have 12 double crochets from the beginning. So here is my 3rd double crochet, 4th, and I'm going to continue work until I have 12 double crochets. So once we have 12 double crochets, we're going to work chain 2 and 1 double crochet into each for next 13 stitches. Okay, so yarn over, insert the hook in the next chain stitch and work a double crochet, and we are going to continue work until we get total of 13 double crochets. So here I'm done working 13 double crochets, and now I'm going to work chain 2 and work 1 double crochet into each for next 25 chains. So yarn over, insert the hook into the next chain and work a double crochet, and continue work double crochets until you get total of 25 double crochets. So here I'm done with the 25 double crochets, and now I'm going to work chain 2 again and 1 double crochet into each for next 13 stitches. So yarn over, insert the hook into the next stitch and work a double crochet. Continue work until you get total of 13 double crochets. So once you get your 13 double crochets, you're gonna work chain 2 and 1 double crochet into each for the next 12 stitches. So at the end here you will be left 12 stitches. So you are going to work 12 double crochets into that 12 stitches. So we're gonna end our work as we begin here. Let me show you here. We begin with 12 double crochets, chain 2 and 13 double crochets. Then here we did chain 2 and 25 double crochets, and now we are going to work here 13 double crochets. Here we have chain 2 and 13 double crochets, then again chain 2 and 12 double crochets until we reach to end of this row. Okay, so here I'm done working my first row, and here let me show you. I have 12 double crochet for the back, and here I have 13 double crochet for the sleeve and 25 double crochet for the front, and again 13 double crochets for sleeve and 12 double crochets for back. So let's begin row 2. To begin row 2, work chain 3, count as our first double crochet and turn your work. Then we're gonna work 1 double crochet into the next stitch and 1 double crochet into every stitch until we reach to the chain 2 space. Okay, so here I'm done working my double crochets until I reach to the chain 2 space. So here I have 12 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12 double crochets. Now I'm going to work 1 double crochet into the chain 2 space here. Then chain 2 and 1 more double crochet into the same chain 2 space. Then I'm going to work into the next 13 double crochets here, and in this 13 double crochets I'll be working into front loop only. So I'm going to show you here. Yarn over and insert your hook into the front loop of your next double crochet here. So just this loop here, and work a double crochet. Yarn over again, insert the hook into the next stitch front loop and work a double crochet. So continue work double crochets into the front loops of your 13 double crochet stitches here. Okay, so here I'm done working my 13 double crochets into front loop. So this is going to be the sleeve part. So on the sleeve part we are working only into front loops. So this is how it's look on the right side. And now I'm going to work 1 double crochet, chain 2 and 1 double crochet into the chain 2 space here. 1 double crochet, chain 2 and 1 more double crochet. Then I'll be continue working 1 double crochet into the next 25 stitches. So in this case we are working into both loops. As I mentioned earlier, only for the sleeve part we are working into front loops only. Okay, so here I'm done working 25 double crochets, and now I'm going to work 1 double crochet, chain 2 and 1 double crochet into the chain space here. Then we have reached to the sleeve part, our next sleeve part here. So we are going to work 1 double crochet into each of front loops of our next 13 stitches. So yarn over, insert your hook into the front loop of your next double crochet and work a double crochet. Continue work double crochets into front loops. So once we're done working sleeve part here, we're gonna work 1 double crochet, chain 2 and 1 double crochet into the chain 2 space here. Then we will be working 1 double crochet into each for the next 12 stitches. Okay, so here row 2 is done and we are going to begin with row 3. To begin row 3, work chain 3, count as our first double crochet and turn your work. In row 3 we're going to work 1 double crochet into each double crochet, and into the chain 2 space we will be working 1 double crochet, chain 2 and 1 double crochet. So yarn over, insert the hook into the next stitch and work a double crochet, and we're gonna work 1 double crochet into each double crochet until we reach to the chain 2 space. Okay, so here I have reached to the chain 2 space and I'm gonna work a double crochet, chain 2 and a double crochet. So here we have reached to the sleeve part. In this row for the sleeve part we will be working into both loops. As I mentioned earlier, row 3 is gonna be easy. We will just work 1 double crochet into each double crochet, and into the chain 2 space we will be working 1 double crochet, chain 2 and 1 double crochet. So I'm gonna continue work row 3, and when I'm done row 3 I'll be back and show you how to work on row 4. Okay, so here I'm done working row 3, and from here we are going to repeat row 2 and 3 for a couple of times until we get the desired size for the bodies. So for row 4 we are going to repeat row 2. So chain 3 and turn your work, 1 double crochet into the next stitch and 1 double crochet into each stitch until you reach to the chain 2 space. Okay, so here I am at chain 2 space, and I'm going to work a double crochet, chain 2 and a double crochet. Then into the sleeve part here we will be working into front loop only. As I said, we will be repeating row 2 and 3. So we are at row 4 now, which means we are repeating row 2. So in that case we will be working into front loops only for our sleeve part here. And once you done row 4, you're gonna repeat row 3 for the row 5 and continue repeat row 2 and 3 for a couple of times until you get the desired size. Okay, so here I'm back and I have worked total of 10 rows and ended up with repeating row 2. And now we are going to begin with row 11 and I'm going to show you how to work on the armhole part here. So let's begin row 11 as usual. Work chain 3 and turn your work. Work 1 double crochet into each stitch until you reach to the chain 2 space. So here I have reached to the chain 2 space and now I'm going to work 1 double crochet into the chain 2 space. Then work chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Then I'm going to skip all these stitches here for the sleeve part and I'm going to straight jump into the next chain 2 space here and work a double crochet into that chain 2 space. So yarn over and insert the hook into that chain 2 space and work a double crochet. So here it is and we are going to continue work 1 double crochet into each stitch from here until we reach to the next chain 2 space here. And when we reach to that chain 2 space we will be working 1 double crochet, chain 5 and we're gonna skip all these stitches and jump into the next chain 2 space here and work a double crochet there and continue work your double crochets until you reach to end of this row. Okay, so here I'm done working row 11 and now we are going to begin with row 12. To begin row 12 we're gonna slip stitch into this stitch here onto the very first stitch on this side. So we are going to join these pieces together. So before we begin row 12 I'm gonna work a slip stitch here. So insert your hook into the third chain of this chain 3 here, top of the third chain, and work a slip stitch to join just like this and work chain 3 to begin row 12. So this chain 3 count as our first double crochet and I'm going to work 1 double crochet into each stitch across until I reach to the chain 5 space on here. So here I have reached to the chain 5 space, and I'm going to work 1 double crochet into each chain. So there will be 5 double crochets into the chain 5 space here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we did 1 double crochet into each chain, so there's 5 double crochets, and continue work double crochets on the other side here until you reach to the next chain 5 space. So when you reach to the next chain 5, you're gonna do as we did before, work 5 double crochets here, and then continue work double crochets until you reach to end of this row. Okay, so here I'm done with row 12 and slip stitch into the third chain here. Then we're gonna begin with row 13. So row 13 to 15, we are going to work 1 double crochet into each stitch around. So begin row 13 with chain 3 here, and 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and 1 double crochet into every stitch around. So continue work double crochets around for row 13, 14 and 15. Then I'll be back and show you the rest. Okay, so here I have worked row 13 to 15, and now we are going to begin with the skirt part. So before we begin the skirt part, you should count your stitches on your last row. So as for mine, here I have 99 stitches around on my last row, and that is multiple of 3. So make sure your last row stitch count should be multiple of 3. So let's begin with the skirt part. So in here I have slip stitch into the third chain, and now I'm going to insert the hook into the space here and work a slip stitch there. And in this row we are working into the spaces between the stitches here, as you can see, this one like this, and we are not working into the top of the stitches. Okay, so that's why I make slip stitch in here to bring my work into in between the stitches. So let's begin with chain 3, count as our first double crochet. So I'm gonna count this row as my first row for the skirt part, and I'm going to work 1 more double crochet into the same space. So yarn over, insert the hook into the space in between the stitches and work a double crochet, then work chain 2 and 2 more double crochets into the same space. 1, 2. And now here I'm going to skip the next 3 stitches here and work into the next space after the 3 stitches. So yarn over and skip 3 stitches, 1, 2 and 3. Insert your hook into the next space here and work 2 double crochets into that space. 1, 2. Then chain 2 again and 2 more double crochet in the same space. And we are going to repeat this all around. So skip 3, 1, 2, 3 and work into the next space, 2 double crochet, chain 2 and 2 double crochet. So continue work around and I'll be back when I'm done. Okay, so here I'm done working around and now I'm going to slip stitch into the top of the 3rd chain here. So insert your hook into the 3rd chain and make a slip stitch. Then we are going to begin our next row. So to begin the next row, work a slip stitch into the next stitch and 1 more slip stitch into the chain 2 space here. So we are going to begin our work from the chain 2 space here. So work chain 3 and 1 double crochet in the same space, chain 2 and 2 more double crochet into the same space. Then move on to the next chain 2 space here and work 2 double crochet, chain 2 and 2 double crochet into that space. So we are going to continue work 2 double crochet, chain 2 and 2 double crochet into the chain 2 spaces around. Two double crochet, chain 2 and 2 more double crochets. So here row 2 is done and let's begin with row 3. So work slip stitches until you reach to the chain 2, then work chain 3 and 2 more double crochet in the same space, 1, 2, then chain 2 and 3 double crochet in the same space, 1, 2 and 3. So in here we did 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 double crochet. So I'm gonna repeat the same thing onto the next chain 2 space. So we are going to work 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 more double crochets. So here is 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 more doubles. So continue repeat this around until you reach to the end of this row, and when you're done row 3 you're gonna repeat it one more time for row 4. So row 4 is repeat of row 3, and I'll be back when I'm done row 3 and 4. Okay, so here I'm done row 3 and 4. So let's begin with row 5. To begin row 5, work slip stitches until you reach to chain 2 space, and we are going to work chain 3 and 3 double crochets into the same space. One, 2 and 3. So we have 4 double crochets, and we are going to work chain 2, and here we are going to work chain 2 picot. So work chain 2 and insert your hook through these 2 loops and yarn over and pull through all the loops to make the picot. So here is our chain 2 picot, and then we are going to work 4 double crochet into the same space. 1, 2, 3, 4. Move on to the next chain 2 space. Work 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then work chain 2 and make a picot. 1, 2, chain 2 and insert your hook through these 2 loops to make a picot. Yarn over and pull through all the loops. Then again work 4 double crochet in the same space. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is what we are going to continue all around for row 5. Okay, so here I'm done working row 5, and now we are done with this layer. So now we can move on to the next part, which is we are going to work the net part under this layer. So from here I'm gonna trim the yarn and join it back into under this layer. So this is the right side. I'm gonna join it on the wrong side here. So I'm gonna turn my work this way, and let me show you where we're gonna join it exactly. So I'm gonna insert my hook into this space here. As you can see, this is where we begin our first row. So here we have 2 double crochet, chain 2 and 2 double crochet in this space, and I'm not going to work into that space. I'll be working into the next space right next into this space. Okay, so here this one. After this, cluster here, the space here. Okay, so we are not working into this space. So insert your hook into this space and grab your yarn and bring it through. I'm gonna tie a knot here. And now we're gonna work chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and again work chain 2 for the separation. 1, 2, then yarn over, and we are going to work 1 double crochet into the next space here this way. So insert your hook and work a double crochet into that space. Then chain 2 and skip the next space here, which is we have done our cluster here, which 2 double crochet, chain 2 and 2 double crochet in this space. So we are not working into this space here. We will move on to the next space, this one. Okay, so skip this one and yarn over, insert your hook into the next space and work a double crochet. Chain 2 and 1 double crochet into the next space. Chain 2 again and skip the next space here, which we have done the cluster on here, so we are not working in here, and straight work into the next space. 1 double crochet, chain 2 and 1 double crochet in the next space. So we are going to continue work this way all around. So we will be skipping the space that we have done our this row here, and we will working into the next 2 spaces after this space here. You can see here 1 and here is the other one. Okay, so let's continue work around. Okay, so to finish this row, let's work chain 2 and slip stitch into the 3rd chain of your beginning stitch here. So we are done working our first row of the net part, and now we are going to begin the next row. To begin the next row, work chain 3 and 2 more chains for the separation. Yarn over, insert your hook into the top of the double crochet stitch and work a double crochet. Chain 2 and 1 double crochet into the next double crochet stitch. chain 2 and 1 double crochet into the next double crochet stitch. So we are going to continue work this way until we got total of 6 rows for our net part. So here I'm working on row 2, so I have to work 4 more rows, and so I will get total of 6 rows for the net part. When I'm done, I'll be back. Okay, so here I'm done 6 rows of net part, and now we are going to move on to the pattern part again. So we are going to repeat this first layer again. So what we are going to do is join our next color yarn into the net part here, into the row 6 here. So when you've done your row 6, you can cut the yarn off, and we are going to join our next color into here. So grab your next color yarn, and we will be joining it into this row, which is straight with this one here. So you can see we will be work into straight with these lines. Okay, so this is the pattern line, so we will repeat the same thing. So from here you can find where you begin your pattern row. So it's here, so straight with this line. So I'm going to join my yarn into here, which is straight with this pattern. Okay, so you can join your yarn into any row straight with this, any of this line. So I'll be joining in here. So grab the yarn and bring it through. I'm going to tie a knot. Okay, so now we are going to repeat this layer again, so which means we are going to begin with row 1 and then row 2, 3, 4 and 5. So as we did our row 1, I'm going to work chain 3, count as our first double crochet, then 1 more double crochet again here, then chain 2 and 2 more double crochet in the same space. 1 and 2. Okay, then we are going to work into the next row, which is straight with this line here. So this one here I did straight with this line, and then my next stitch will be placed on straight with this line. So here, that means we're gonna skip the next space here. So we'll be skipping one space and move on to the next space and work 2 double crochet, chain 2 and 2 double crochet. Skip one and work 2 double crochet, chain 2 and 2 double crochet into the next space. So you can see when you skip one space here, the next space always straight with this line. So skip this one and work into the next space. So from here I'm going to continue work by repeating row 1 to row 5 of the pattern layer, which is this one with this color. Then when I'm done this pattern layer, I'll be repeat the net layer again with this same color. So we will be doing one pattern layer and one net layer with different colors. Okay, so here I have done two more layers with two different colors. So starting from the second net layer here, we are working into the same stitches on our previous row, which is our first net layer here. So as you can see here, I have worked into the same stitches on this side. So we will have exactly same number of stitches as we did on our first net layer here. So this is the second net layer, and now I'm going to show you how I work the second net layer. And here I will be show it on the third net layer, but it's exactly same to the second one. So here let's move on. So turn your work this way. So I'm going to join the yarn in here into exactly same stitches on my this net layer here. So grab the yarn and I'm going to insert the hook into the double crochet stitch on this row here. So this is the double crochet stitch, and we insert my hook into the top of the double crochet stitch like this, and grab the yarn, bring it through, and I'm going to tie a knot. Then start from here. I'm going to work chain 3 and 2 more chains for separation. Then I'm going to work a double crochet into the next double crochet stitch, which is this one here. So insert your hook into that double crochet stitch and work a double crochet. Again chain 2 and work a double crochet into the next double crochet stitch. So insert your hook and work a double crochet, chain 2 and a double crochet into the next double crochet stitch. Chain 2 and a double crochet into the double crochet, next double crochet stitch. So start from our second net layer. That's how we work our net layer. So as you can see here, I did my stitches into exactly the same stitches on the previous net row. Okay, so I'm going to continue work this 6 times, so I'll be get 6 rows of net here, and then I'm going to repeat the pattern part again one more time to finish my work. Okay, so here I'm done working on the layers. So I made 4 layers, and in the last layer here we don't have to work the net layer because we just gonna finish it here. If you are going to continue work more layers, you have to work it, but I'm done from here with 4 layers. So now I'm going to show you how to work on this sleeve edge here. So let's move on to it. So I'm going to attach the yarn into the second stitch of this part here. So this is the first stitch on the sleeve, and I will be attach the yarn into the second stitch here. So grab the yarn, bring it through. I'm gonna tie a knot. Work chain 3, 1, 2, 3, then 1 double crochet into the same space, and we're gonna work chain 2 picot here. So work chain 2 and insert your hook through these 2 loops to work the picot. Yarn over, pull through all the loops. Then work 2 more double crochet in the same stitch. 1, 2, and then we are going to skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and insert the hook into the 4th stitch and work 2 double crochets, 1, 2. Then here again we are going to work the picot. So chain 2, insert your hook through these 2 loops, yarn over and pull through all the loops. Again work 2 double crochet in the same space, 1, 2. Then we're gonna skip 3 and continue our work, 1, 2, 3, and work into the 4th stitch. So continue work around the sleeve. Okay, so here I'm done working around the sleeve, and now I'm gonna trim the yarn and weave the yarn ends. And here I have joined the yarn into this corner here, and now I'm going to work 1 row of slip stitches around the neck. Okay, so all around the neck we will be working 1 row of slip stitches. So join your yarn into this corner and work a chain 1 into the corner, and begin from here. We are going to work slip stitches into every stitch around the neck. So I'll be back when I'm done working slip stitches around the neck. Okay, so here I'm done working around the neck, and this is how it's look. And I also have attached a flower into here. So if you like to crochet this flower and attach it into your dress, you can find the tutorial for this flower on my channel. I will upload the link below in the description box how to crochet this flower. You can check it out. And now I'm going to show you the final look of our dress. So this is the upper part, and this this is the skirt part. Turn into back, and this is how it's look on behind. So this is the end of this tutorial, and I hope you guys like this tutorial. Don't forget to give a thumbs up to this tutorial if you like it, and subscribe to my channel for more videos. And thank you for watching me. I'll be back with new tutorial.